The oven's preheated. I'm Mario. That's my Croatian co-host, Franco, a.k.a. Papa Fazul.
Papa.
Worthy of a podcast. Do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, share, spank that subscribe button. For the audio listeners, follow us and leave a 5-star review. Frank, where are we tonight?
We're here with the Cake Don, Don Donnarumma. We're in Huntington, New York. He's got a beautiful cupcake shop over here. I can't wait to see what we get into. This is going to be a real fun one. Stay tuned and jump right in.
Cookie!
Keep it cooking in the oven. The oven. The oven. Yep. The oven. The oven. The oven. Yep. The oven. The oven. The oven. Smells good. The oven. The oven. Yep.
Don, thanks for having us.
My pleasure. My pleasure, boys.
Dude, seriously.
Good to see you both.
Place is awesome.
Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate it.
The mix of like the art, the smell, everything in here is just
Sports, celebrities, everything.
Yep. I mean, look behind us. We got the New York City Transit line behind us. This is
The number 7.
I spend enough hours here all day, every day that it would have to be just all the stuff that I like, and it's just how I would decorate a room. Just it's here in the shop. So I didn't hire any interior. You could see there was no interior decorator that came in and said, let's figure out a cute scheme for a cupcake shop. I said, let's put a train running through the back of the shop. And but I rode that train my entire childhood from Flushing to the city. It really had nothing to do with the Mets, but now it sort of ties in with my love for the Mets.
No, I love it. You bring everything into one, and it kind of all gels together. This is beautiful in here.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And you got the Mets. We got the Mets cake shirt on. I love it. I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a baseball fan, but
You're a Yankee fan.
I'm a Yankee fan, but
all right, I'm sorry.
I've known Franco for over 20 years. I've seen him have 3 baseball teams.
Yeah,
so
he's a
let's
front
not
runner.
Even,
Yeah, that's cool.
He
That's
was
a good way to
he was
be.
a Phillies fan at one point.
Yeah.
Then he went back to the Yankees. Then he's like, I don't know, maybe the
You were a
Blue
Phillies
Jays.
fan.
I was a Phillies fan.
Why?
Well, I was rooting for the Phillies when Roy Halladay was pitching there.
Why?
Rest in peace, because he's my favorite pitcher. Him and Greg Maddux,
Okay.
between them two.
All right.
I couldn't
Are
be
you a Braves fan when
I
Greg
like
Maddux was on the Braves?
I always liked the Braves, but I like the Yankees. I was a Yankees
Knows
fan.
you already.
Oh,
That's
the
all right.
guy's gonna eat this up.
There's guys like, that's cool. Yeah.
Enough about Franco, though. Let's talk about the Cake Don.
Let's do it.
All right.
How'd you get the name?
It's a crazy story. Quick, I'll give you the Cliff Note version. I never made cakes before. I was in a job for 18 years, office gig, non-creative, but I was an artist my whole life. My friend Meredith, who made cakes, called me one day and said, "Can you help me make a cake?" Because she knew I could paint and sculpt. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "All right, I'll help you out." I had no idea. I helped her out with the cake. We did the cake. It's actually right there on the table. You could edit in a picture of that. It's a King Tut cake. That's the actual picture of the cake. You're going to see it on the screen. If they do a slick job editing this, it'll come up right about now. The King Tut cake.
We'll make that happen.
And it was cool. I did this cake, and I'm an artist, and I was thrilled at how cool it was, but I took a picture of it, and I didn't do anything with it. Now, just think, this is 2010.
When social media finally started hitting the
but it was
board.
just like Facebook was your vacation pictures, your whatever, your school pictures from school. It wasn't. There was very few people building their business on Facebook. It was very few.
Absolutely.
I didn't post. Like I just took this picture. 5 days later, I posted it on Facebook just to say, check out this cake, with no intention of having a business. I go, check out this cake I made. And my friend who I grew up with in the city, Chris Falco, shout out Chris Falco, 90 seconds after I posted it, he wrote, "You're the Cake Don." And it was just, and I wrote, ha, 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 whatever, can I use that? And I had no intention of making cakes. It was not even a thought. And throughout that day on Facebook, 2 people hit me up for cakes. The first day.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, I saw the cake. Can you make a cake?" And I'm like, "I don't make cakes." They're like, "Yeah, you make cakes. I saw the King Tut cake." So I called my friend Meredith, and I'm like, "Yo, these people want cakes. You want to make cakes?" And we started making cakes out of my house in Northport on the weekends.
That's so awesome. I love that story.
Yeah.
And 15 years later, man.
Yeah, crazy.
Sitting here, I mean, come on.
Yeah, so we made cakes out of my house for about a year, slowly building it up on Facebook. I made the logo, the Godfather hand holding the Cake Don logo, and I started a Facebook page, and I just kept building this page, and I became like the dad in Northport who made cakes. Like it became this kind of like cool thing, and I just was making cakes for people out of Northport, and then it started to spread a little bit, and I decided I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna go all in. I was 42 years old, and I was at a job for 18 years, man.
That brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
Today you posted, if you're reading this, there's still time. And I already had this question written down. Your passion was obviously always art, but it wasn't always cake, as you just said.
Yeah, never cake.
So what advice would you give to others who are thinking about taking on a new path in life?
Yeah, this is what I tell everybody. You know, a lot of how old are you guys?
33.
Both?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so there's this epidemic running through your age group where you're struggling to find what you're passionate about and what I'm going to do and where am I going in life and I tell everybody the same thing, man. My dream didn't get to me until I was 42. I was painting, sculpting, sketching. I was always an artist, but it took till I was 42 for it to get to me, man. I tell everybody, take your time, try everything. You know, everybody's got to have a day job, though. Have your day job, whatever. You got to pay the bills. Yep. It's going to probably suck. You're probably going to hate it. But from 6 to 12 at night, try everything, man. The dream was on its way for me, but it took till I was 42 to figure it out. And here's the other thing. At 42, when I made this cake and I started to get some attention, I could have said, I can't. I got 2 daughters. I got a house in Northport. I can't go do cake. Like, I can't do it.
But you can.
But I knew, being an artist and then finally figuring out I can make some money, I had to give it a shot. I had to try it out. And now with social media, if you have a silk screen printing business, right? Print the shirts, put them on Instagram. If nobody comments and nobody likes the shit for a month, 2 months, 3 months, you know, my stuff's probably not that good. Yep. If you guys do this podcast, how many followers you have today?
We're about 8,800.
Yeah, getting close to 9 grand.
All right, so you got 9,000 followers. If in 6 months you have 9,010 followers, you're probably gonna go, we're probably not really doing something right. We got to change it up. The market is gonna let you know, man. If you put shirts, if you make bracelets, if you do watches, if you make jam, whatever, if you put it out there on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and nobody reacts after 6 months, a year, you go, it's probably not going to be the thing. But if you put it out and you start to get a little bit of buzz, that's all we need as creators, man. You guys too.
That's it.
You get one little hit, one little comment, one little pat on the back, and you go, yeah, man, people like it, right?
Yep.
Feels good.
We get that pat on the back, and then I get a zzz in my pocket, and it's Mario on the line. Hey, did you see that?
Yeah.
I'm back, baby. I'm back.
Yeah. You talked him down he had the cinder block tied to his ankle. He's gonna fucking
That's
jump.
literally us.
Yeah, he's gonna jump off the Trogzak fucking bridge. And then somebody goes, "You guys are cute." And you're like, fuck yeah, man. When's the next podcast?
Exactly.
That's all, like, it's immediate. I do a cake, I post it, and instantly it's either going to get likes or it's not going to get likes. Like, I post some cakes, it takes us hours and hours. We do this cake and I go, oh, we're going to break the internet with this cake. And fucking 80 people like it. And I go, what the Then we do some simple bullshit. I did a divorce cake, okay?
Which was awesome, by the way.
I did a divorce cake. And I posted it without even thinking anything. I just put, I will survive, like with Gloria Gaynor behind it, right? It's on my Instagram. It's got 15.5 million views today.
That's amazing.
Yeah, 15 million. And
you see how that works, though?
No, I know.
It
has nothing to do with us.
No, nothing.
It's how people react. And now, but when you think about it, it's people seeing it and you getting a reaction from them. Their experience, not our experience. It's every person that related to this divorce cake and sent it to every one of her friends and said, this motherfucker, I'm going to buy this cake. Yeah.
You got to strike that chord. That's what it's all about.
But here's the deal. Some people post 5 times in a week and they don't get any hits and they're so discouraged and like, yeah, I'm not. I'm not going to post. I don't care. And it has a lot to do with my age. Like, I'm 56, man. I'm not. You don't like my shit. I don't care.
Yep.
I don't really care. I got 2 great kids, great wife, great friends, the most beautiful support system here and the community. I don't care. Don't like it. I don't care. But I will tell you from experience, I would post a cake that doesn't get any attention. 6 months later, somebody will walk in with that cake and buy it. Mm-hmm. So it served its purpose. And so that takes us back full circle to the dream might take a little longer. I posted that cake. I wanted instant results. 6 months later, I got customer acquisition. Somebody came in and was like, I want this cake. So it paid off. It took 6 months. It didn't come like that. Or I could have, like this past weekend, we released this Dubai cupcake based on the Dubai chocolate bar.
It's the biggest craze right now, isn't it?
I posted it and it just was all day. It was nonstop. People coming in, people calling, people sending their kids in to pick it up. So it could hit like that too. But you never know, man. You never know. That's why you just got to stay. It can't be post to post and then you get discouraged. You got to look at the thing over a little bit of time, see if people are reacting.
You got to be consistent and you got to keep persevering.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Well, listen, how long ago did you start this?
Our first episode dropped February 16th, 2023.
All right. Since then,
That was on point, dude.
how many guys have you seen start a podcast and quit?
Oh, dude, so many.
No, right.
But you know what it is? Like you hate to see that.
No, you fucking love to see that.
For me, like we have friends that have started podcasts.
No,
like
fuck
that.
them. Let them go. Fuck them. Survival of the
Fuck
fittest.
you, Suggs.
Quit.
Fuck you, Pat. Fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck you, Josh.
No,
fuck
they'll
you,
go.
Joe.
But that wasn't their thing, man. They'll find.
Yeah.
They'll find their thing, man. If they quit that quick, it was not their thing.
Yep.
Sometimes it feels like we won't let each other quit. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you're going to go through the ups and downs. You're going to have a bad day, and you got to pick each other up, and that's what the important part of being a team. But to piggyback off of what you were saying, you got the entrepreneurial spirit, man, which not all artists have that. And so, what advice do you have for an artist who lacks the knowledge or the business acumen? You know, the quality of their work is amazing.
Get with somebody who has it. Yeah, just find somebody to team up with, man.
Yep.
I have been supplied with one side of the brain. I got the art side. I don't even know my license plate. If you told me there's a car on fire and you read the plate, I wouldn't. I don't retain any numbers. They just don't. They don't stick. You could say it. I don't know any license plate I've ever had. But anything artistic, musical, that's my thing. So I had to align myself with people that were strong in these other things. You could be stubborn, cocky, whatever, and think you're going to do it all yourself. You're not going to do it all yourself, man. Everybody you're watching, Hormozy. I mean, Hormozy's got how many followers, man? He's aligned himself with powerful people that were good in stuff he couldn't do, and now he's where he is. And I mean, listen, nobody did it. Nobody's going to do it alone, but the artist has it a little easier than everybody else in social media. The artist can do the piece of art and just go like this. Mm-hmm. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Take the canvas and go like this. These canvas turnaround videos get I don't even understand but I'm doing it because I'm like,
hell yeah, you're doing it.
yeah. So you turn the canvas to the camera and you're getting a bunch of hits. And that's the thing about the artist. People could post work and not talk, not put their picture. People could just put their work. Mm-hmm. If you're the star of the show, well, you got to talk and you got to be comfortable on camera or be uncomfortable on camera. Uncomfortable on camera is just as entertaining as comfortable on camera, man.
Sure is.
We've learned that.
Yeah, whatever the shtick is, man. Whatever the shtick is. You're either likable or you're not likable on camera. People are going to dig you or they're not going to dig you. So I just met this guy, Anthony, from Phil's Pizza in Syosset, right? Okay. He reached out to me. He wanted to do a collaboration. He has 120,000 followers. And he does these cool little comedy skits where he's a fucking jerk off and like the nastiest, like he's berating his customers. And I'm like, this guy's a dick. But he got 120,000 followers. In real life, we met, the nicest, most polite, really a good guy.
I've heard great things.
But people react to his videos, and if you go in his comments, I mean, they're lighting him on fire, and they hate him.
Well, that's what you want.
They hate him in the comments.
Listen.
But he digs it. Some
Of
people
course.
can't.
Yeah.
Some people can't handle it. But he found this thing where he goes, the bigger jerk off I am in the video, the more hits I get. So he's leaning hard into it. If you find your thing, man. You guys know Devon Rodriguez? Do you know Devon
One
Rodriguez?
of my favorites, man.
Yeah, so
Dude, I watched you sit with him. He was drawing your face.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you know Devon? I just love the fact that you could sit with him and he's sitting there drawing what he sees visually from the conversation you guys are having. I was
but
like,
check this out,
dude.
right? So this kid's an artist his whole life.
Yep.
He would draw and put stuff on TikTok, on Instagram, and never got hit. 100, 1,000, 100, 1,000. COVID happens, and he starts drawing people on the train
subway.
and giving them the drawing.
Yep.
He's the most followed artist in the world right now. Not in New York. He's the most followed artist in the world on social media, this kid. Because he went on a train every day, drew a picture, and just handed it to somebody. He didn't have dialogue. He was just like, hi, I drew you.
And unbelievable pictures.
Yes,
Like,
and my prediction is, which is it'll probably end up being true. I think he's gonna get the gig after every president leaves office. They get a presidential portrait done for the Smithsonian. I think he's gonna get it. I think he's going to get the presidential portrait. That's just my vibe. I think because he's got this energy around him right now. But just point, he could have sat and just kept doing these drawings and posting them. Nothing happened. He got on a train, tried something new, and then now he's the most followed artist in the world, man.
I love that. I love that for him too. He's such like a good dude. It seems like he's just such a down to earth person.
He's a good kid, man. He's actually a friend of mine. We've become friends, and he's really
awesome.
Yeah, he's a young kid.
Yeah, he's a kid you want to see win.
He's a young kid from the projects. Lived with his grandmother. She was a support system for him. But you love those stories. That's the Rocky. That's Rudy, man. That's the story we all get charged up for. But whatever you're doing, you should be doing it, trying it. You can't sit. We all know people sit and talk about this business that they're going to start, talk about the podcast they're going to start, and they just keep telling you this is going to be a thing, this is going to be a thing, this is going to be, and you go, yeah, it's never going to be a thing.
And you know it. You know it while they're saying it to you.
It's never going to be a thing.
There's a lot of people who talk in this world, not a lot of people who actually come to action. And it's more and more apparent. The more people, especially running a podcast, you hear that what you're talking about all the time. It's like, oh, I'm going to start this, I'm going to do that. And it's
especially with a podcast, what we've seen is people don't realize how much work goes into it other than this. This is the easy part.
Yeah.
We can sit down and talk to anybody, but, and I'm sure art's the same way. There's work that goes into it.
Well, listen, the work in the art is just the time sitting doing the art. But for me, that's the love to creating the artwork. The crazy part now is, listen, I was a graffiti kid. This 7 train, actually, when I was a kid, was pre-Giuliani. They didn't clean the trains before Giuliani was mayor. You would do graffiti on the train, and they would just leave it. Like, you were able to see your artwork. But now I do graffiti on canvases and stuff, and I post it on Instagram, and I sell it here. I posted one today. I did a giant canvas for this guy's office. It says, "Remember why you started." It's the piece that you saw. The getting started. Yeah,
Yes.
it's remember why you started. I did this piece when he's going to hang us off. So I'm actually doing graffiti now on canvas, and I'm selling it to people out of here, which was never, it wasn't the vision in the beginning, but
I mean,
I painted my delivery truck myself. I graffitied the delivery truck.
Looks great.
Which we will splice in as well at whatever minute mark. We'll see the delivery truck right now. And I took it, I did it at my friend's body shop, and he clear coated it for me. Because I've always in my life, I've always wanted to graffiti a car, right? And I didn't want to get arrested. So I graffitied my own delivery truck, and I clear coated it. I get a guy calls me up, wants me to graffiti his car.
There you go.
That's so awesome.
Right, it doesn't, but it's just because I posted it 35 times.
Yeah.
So,
But you got to realize, like, just because you're posting it, people want it. It's because it's beautiful work. I mean, look,
yes,
like
but
your
there's
art.
been a ton of things I've posted throughout the years. Nobody's commented or looked for.
sure.
Like, I've posted these tables 100 times,
this table's
hoping somebody would say, "Yo, make me." I made these tables. I was hoping somebody would say, "Make me a table." Not yet, but if you need a table, I'll make a table. But there's a lot of stuff I post. Nobody comments, but I don't. I'll just keep posting. And there's going to be a thing we post, the next thing we haven't even thought of yet. Like we did these burn cakes last year that was like you burn the top of the cake and it opens up and it reveals high school to college. So you burn it and the high school logo burns and it shows what college the kid's going to.
That's like
a year and a half ago, it didn't exist.
Yeah.
So I posted one for St. Anthony's last year on Instagram, and every mother from St. Anthony's came in and wanted this cake.
It's awesome.
Yeah, they wanted the St. Anthony's cake, but there'll be another. The next cake is coming, like whatever it is. There'll be a next Dubai chocolate bar and a next. That's the cool part about TikTok, Instagram. The creative people are just giving us. They're giving us content. I mean, you guys could actually do a podcast once a week or once every 2 weeks talking about what's happening on Instagram and TikTok.
Dude.
You could sit and talk about and play the video and be like, check this guy out who's whatever, snowboarding naked or, whatever he's doing.
We got I think it's our best hater yet on YouTube today. He commented, obviously we all know Trump is rolling out the tariffs. Right. He commented, he or she, I don't know, there should be a tariff on podcast equipment.
Okay.
Because that's how badly he hated our show. So I thought it was great.
This is what you should do. You should screenshot that and put it on a shirt. You should wear that. That should be on the shirt.
We should start.
You should put all the nasty comments. You should put on a shirt and you should wear them and shout out. Be like, big love to Joey 978. We love you, bro.
Is that what he meant by that?
Yeah, he hopefully that podcast equipment would be unaffordable because of the tariffs, and we wouldn't be able to record.
Dude, I saw that comment. I was like, oh, this kid loves us.
Franco, geopolitical, anything politics, Franco knows nothing about.
Clearly, he knows the ins and outs of tariffs.
I want to be selfish for a second.
Go ahead.
Because it's something
for a second.
Yeah, well, I'm selfish most of the time, but
nobody walks around with a beard like this. That's not fucking a little bit selfish, man. This beard is like off the box. This is off the fucking.
Dude.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a high compliment.
Yeah, that's a good compliment. I've known him for 25 years. He's been selfish the whole entire time.
I was just gonna say he's had this beard for 25 years.
Basically.
I needed that, man. I have a date tomorrow, and she hasn't texted me since Monday, so I don't think we're going. So thank you for that.
Send her a picture of the beard.
Maybe I'll do that next.
He offered me the.
Should I ask what's under the hat? What's under the hat?
It's still there.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, it's all right. Listen, I did. I offered Franco the reservation.
A lot of
tomorrow.
time, the guys with the really strong beard game. Yeah, there's
nothing else
fucking
out.
serious. Yeah.
He offered me the reservation for tomorrow.
I did offer him the reservation.
Where? Anywhere good?
Oh, Prime 1024. It's a spot in Roswell I like, and that's not bad. I don't think you need the reservation, but I was like, before I cancel, do you just want to go?
You never know.
Yeah.
Pushing it on me.
You never know. Her plan A might back out tonight, and
wow,
she goes tomorrow.
Mario says he's gonna have to start when he starts dating girls. He's gonna have to get him a cell phone so they don't forget to answer.
Okay, back to my question before I start crying. Something I struggle with personally, and I figured I'd just be selfish and ask an artist. How do you handle creative blocks or days when the ideas just aren't flowing?
It's a lot. It's a lot of them. I'm so busy here. We're so creative. Like, I'm in the middle of a full-blown cake business, cupcake business. I don't usually have time to just sit and think about my creative, but I will always do art. I'll just keep working through it. But I find it in other things. There's a hiking spot in Cold Spring Harbor. Do you know the trail in Cold Spring Harbor at all or no?
No.
So there's a hiking trail in Cold Spring Harbor. It's pretty intense, man. It's up, down, hills. I can go there and I can clear this, whatever nonsense I got going on, I can go there. Music. I'll go to a concert. I'll take my kid to a concert. I took my oldest daughter to see Cabaret last night on Broadway with Adam Lambert. Nice. I like to watch other creatives see what they're doing, and then I get real inspired by it. I very, very rarely will sit scrolling through somebody's cake page. Like, I don't find inspiration from other cakes. I will find inspiration from, say, a jewelry maker, and then I'll go, oh, we should do that on a cake. Man.
Crossover.
We should take that and do it for us. And the nice part about my thing is if I'm sitting home tonight and I see something on Instagram, it's my shop. I could come here tomorrow and go, listen, let's make this cake. we're gonna try it out. We'll film it. We'll put it out. Like I can, like if you worked for somebody, it's a little bit harder. You can't just go to work and start fucking around with some bullshit idea you have. But I've made some cakes where there was no customer for the cake. We just made it to post. I'm like, let's make this cake, video it, and post it. We'll give it away.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come.
Listen, I did a cake 2 years ago. I've done it every year since for the Super Bowl, where I split the jersey down the middle, and I did half one team on one side, half on the other side. We made that cake one day, and I just took a picture of it. As soon as I posted it, people started ordering it for the Super Bowl.
Of course, man.
Yeah,
And when you look at that cake, you're like, I want that for the Super Bowl party. Like that's the dessert you want on the table for a Super Bowl party. For
a lot of people in business, a lot of bakery owners would not make a cake that wasn't sold. They're not going to, I'm not wasting product. I'm not wasting fondant. I'm not wasting time, labor. Like I know the customer acquisition. If we post this cake, it's Super Bowl week. Somebody's buying this cake. Just like anything with Taylor Swift. If I make a Taylor Swift cake and you post it, you're a fan?
Big fan.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm not obsessed, but I'm a big fan.
Gotcha. You're a fan of the
I'm a-
boyfriend
I'm
as
a-
well? Are
I'm
you
a
a
fan.
Chiefs fan? Are you a Pat Mahomes fan? Like,
I'm a Dolphins fan, actually.
Wow.
Fins up. Yeah, from the day my dad brought me to the first football game was a Jet.
So
Dolphin
how old
game.
are you?
33.
so 33.
It was Dan Marino was on like the tail
Was
end.
he still
It was
there?
the tail end of his career. I'm pretty
All
sure.
right.
Yeah, like the end, very
Got
end
it.
of it.
And you stuck with it.
Stuck with
I'm
him.
proud of you.
My
That's
dad
good.
hasn't, but
Your
I
dad
have.
hasn't.
My dad now.
Well,
my
that's
dad,
genetic. A bunch of front runners in your family. Bunch of quitters. Quitting on your team.
my
Your
dad-
dad was a Dolphin fan for his life and changed teams?
So listen to this. My dad was a Dolphin fan.
You're Croatian?
Yeah, I'm Croatian.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that says a lot, I guess. But he was a Dolphin fan. Well, I guess he was more of a Dan Marino fan. But I don't know if you remember a couple years back, the Dolphins beat the Patriots in that overtime game, like the crazy hook and ladder play.
Yes.
So I'm going nuts. I hit a 5-team parlay. The Dolphins just won, and my dad is like pissed. I'm looking at
Why,
him
is
like
a Tom Brady fan now?
he was a Patriots fan
Yeah,
at that
that's-
point. So then Tom Brady retires, and he's like, oh, you know what?
He's a Pat Mahomes fan.
He's an Aaron Rodgers fan now. So,
Oh,
now,
Aaron
so now he's
Rodgers.
rooting for the Jets. I'm like, dude, you are a Dolphins fan.
Yeah. So it's genetic. You can, you're.
I guess it's all right that I do it then.
Well, you can't do anything else.
No.
It's built in. That's fine. Listen, sometimes it's better like that. I passed on the Met curse to my both daughters, man. I mean, some years I apologize. I'm like, I'm sorry I did this to you. Like it's heartbreaking,
It's tough.
but the payoff when when we get a year like last year,
Oh, dude.
it's great. It's
All
a great
right,
thing.
just I have a random question now. You just
Go.
gave me an idea. At what age is it too late to jump ships and switch your favorite team?
I could never. I don't even know what that. I couldn't switch. Even if I move, say right now, I get this big offer. We're going to build a cake don empire in Austin, Texas. Right? Austin's booming right now. We're going to go to Austin, Texas. I would have to get whatever streaming service, like to get my team. Like I could never. But I grew up like I'm a huge sport. I root for the shirt.
Yep.
I love certain players. Darryl Strawberry, Piazza. I mean, there are players that I love and I'm endearing, but I root for the shirt. I'm going to say it, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. He'll understand. If Bryce Harper became a Met tomorrow, Bryce Harper, I could not hate Bryce Harper any more than I do. I would root for Bryce Harper, but he's wearing the shirt. Let's go.
You got it.
I'm rooting for Juan Soto right now. Soto's the king, but
Soto's not the king, by the way.
Soto's the king.
He's a generational talent. I'll give you that. But the reason why I ask is because when I was around maybe 6 years old, Tino Martinez turned me from a Mets fan to a Yankee fan. So at 6 years old, is that okay?
Yeah, listen. At that age, is your family a big sport?
No. My dad barely played sports. He played stickball in the street.
Right. So at that point, you're a fan. You don't even know why you're a fan of the team. So you switched because of Tino, and you stayed with the Yankees. You're a Yankee fan.
I'm a Yankee fan still. I'm not I'm not a
No,
diehard
but you're
Yankee fan, but I'm a Yankee
Yeah,
fan.
that's cool. And Tino's a gentleman, actually. I did a cake for
I
Tino
saw
right
that.
there. He's hanging right there.
Yeah,
Was a
dude.
gentleman. So if you look at that cake, I'm going to tell a quick story about that cake. You see all the World Series patches on the jersey?
Yeah.
There's 5 patches on it. When they ordered the cake, they only wanted the 4 winning patches. So what does the fucking Met fan do? I stuck the losing patch when they lost to the Diamondbacks I'm putting it on the cake, man. But I put it on the cake. But they don't. They're like, he loved it. He doesn't care. He was in the World Series, but that was just me. Like, if I got to do this Yankee cake,
That took some balls.
I'm putting.
That's
Listen,
such a-
I knew he'd love it. I knew he would love
I
it.
love it. That's like such like a little like petty action that like is so warranted.
Oh, it's not petty for me. It's everything. It's every single thing.
While we're on this-
and look at him, he's thumbs up.
Oh yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, but he was in 5 World Series. Those 5 patches should be on.
I agree.
They should be on the
Okay.
jersey.
Okay.
He was in all 5, and it should have been there. But they were like, just put the winning ones. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll just put the winning ones.
Fuck Luis Gonzalez. While we're on the topic, if you could have one Mets player come back in their prime for this upcoming season, who would it be? You guys need pitching more than anything in this world, so think hard here.
Yeah, you want me to say Jake, but I'm not saying DeGrom. There's no way I'm saying DeGrom. I got to tell you right now, the one player I want back, the pitching's going to work itself out. You got to bring Iglesias back, man. I want Iglesias back. This guy, without him, the whole year doesn't have the vibe, man. And this guy, hopefully we sign him. Hopefully we bring him back. That's who I want back right now. I want Iglesias back. Listen, the ownership, the GM, they're going to fix the pitching. There's a few pitchers that I've loved over the years. I love DeGrom, man.
Oh, yeah.
I love him. He went and took the money, and the Mets made the right move. He hasn't pitched since he left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been.
He hasn't pitched since he left. But I love him when he was here. I love Harvey, man.
Hell yeah.
I love Harvey. His career was short.
I was going to say Benny Agbayani.
Bring back Manny.
Just because he likes the name.
You can sign. Why don't you sign Agbayani? Your team's looking a little thin right now, man. You should sign somebody over there.
please.
Oh, we got Dom
That
Smith, bro.
lineup
We got
looks-
Dom Smith over here.
That
Come on.
lineup is going to look. When are they going to put names on the back of the jersey? That's what I want to know. Now they're going to have beards.
No.
Gold
What is this?
chains.
What is this, Little League?
Yeah, well, they got beards now.
All right, but beards is for men.
Yeah.
Names on the back.
Names
is for
on the back
boys.
is coming. It's coming soon.
No.
Coming soon to the Bronx. Names on the back of the jersey.
You're going to see Rob running around with a Judge jersey on.
Yeah, man. But thinking about all the Yankee fans that are going to be commenting in these comment section.
Can we cheers these cupcakes for a second?
Yeah,
You guys
Can
can
we-
do whatever
Can
you
we
want,
talk about
man.
these cupcakes? Which one we got over there?
So you got
quickly.
you got strawberry shortcake, caramel mocha, sprinkles, obviously self-explanatory. This is
Cookie.
C is for cupcake, Cookie Monster. This one I give everybody a warning when they buy. People come in with their kid. I go, you better cover this kid in a hefty bag because if you get this blue cream on anything in your house, it's never coming out, man. But it's delicious. But
I'm eating that on the ride home.
the blue buttercream is brutal if you get it on your clothes. Espresso bean, which would be my favorite right here out of all this.
right up your alley,
Yeah,
kid.
this is like this has got like a little
bring that
tiramisu
thing
vibe,
this way.
and straight up classic red velvet, cream cheese icing.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Can't go
So
wrong with
actually,
red
we're doing. This will be posting, I'm sure, after the event. This Sunday, I'm having an event here. DMC from Run DMC is going to be here.
Hell yeah.
We're having an art, music, dessert event. That's actually his favorite cupcake, which he asked me. Make sure I have plenty of red velvet. So that's DMC from Run DMC's favorite cupcake. Yeah.
My favorite, too. Frank, come on, cheers me, kid.
You eating this
I'll
on
cheers.
camera?
Just, let's
All right,
get
dig
a
it.
little taste test on camera.
Let's go, boys. Get
me get that espresso bean.
He wants the
man.
espresso.
That's the winner here.
One bite?
You think I can eat it one bite? I'll eat it one bite.
No.
I mean, you definitely can, but we're going to have to wait 4
Chendon,
minutes.
kid.
Chenda. Oh my god.
This guy fucking gone. That's classic.
Ooh,
That's some good stuff.
You dig that?
this is amazing.
All right, cool.
The cream cheese is fire, too.
Is everything in my teeth?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, man.
That is so good.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, so those we deliver. If you order cupcakes for delivery, we deliver all Nassau, all Suffolk. Cakes we deliver from Montauk to Greenwich, Connecticut, Jersey. We'll go with cakes. We go everywhere. Cupcakes we go just Nassau and Suffolk because people don't want to pay $180 to have 12 cupcakes delivered. But if you're spending, you're spending $1,500 on a wedding cake, you'll pay the delivery.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So now that we just ate a few,
Right.
a couple, can you give us like a secret ingredient or a secret technique in some of your cakes or your work?
I was just gonna ask the same
Listen,
thing.
there is no the thing about these cupcakes, and which I think why I've built a following with the cupcakes. I'm keeping it simple, man. I want you to eat that cupcake and go, "That's like the cupcake I had my whole life." you can get really fancy and do all this, which is people are doing, and they're doing really creative stuff. But when I eat a dessert, I want to think about when I was 8 years old. The dessert my mom made. My favorite cake still, my mom still makes it. It's icebox cake. It's layers of chocolate pudding and graham cracker. And that's all it is. Chocolate pudding, graham cracker, chocolate pudding, graham cracker. It's the simplest thing in the world. Keep it in the refrigerator. My mother used to keep a knife in the refrigerator with it so you could cut it and eat it. We keep it simple, man. Caramel mocha. There are some ingredients we have that are a little bit gourmet. We do a Samoa, like the Girl Scout cookie. Yep. So the caramel for the Samoa is dulce de leche. So it's a little bit of a more gourmet caramel, but it's nothing.
Nothing over the top.
We're not doing anything groundbreaking. We're doing classic strawberry shortcake. You eat it and you think back to whatever. We're all going to eat a certain cupcake, and your memory is different than my memory is different.
Yep.
We're all going to think back to whatever class trip or whatever it was.
Food takes you back. It's an incredible experience.
Yeah, man. That's why we go to
sure.
the favorite pizza place in our town. It's not good pizza. The best pizza is not the pizza place we went to as a kid, but it's the best pizza when you're sitting there eating it.
Yep.
Right
the
here.
best Diet Coke is in a paper cup with ice. Like, you
man.
know, you go to King Umberto.
Yep.
You go to King Umberto in Elmont, you get a corner Sicilian with a paper cup with ice with a soda in it.
Because you're back in the 90s.
You're king of the world.
Yeah.
You're king of the world.
They got good food over there.
Yeah, it's great there, man. It's great pizza.
While we're on it, Long Island has such a rich culture in the food industry.
Yes.
Forever now.
But we're getting our ass kicked right now, man. If
Well,
you look
prices
around,
wise, you're saying?
by closings.
Oh,
if you look around, man, it's a rough game out here right now in the food industry. People are closing fast on the border. Just closed 2 locations yesterday.
Really? On the border?
Yeah, on the border closed both.
Whoa, not Wanto, not
Yeah,
Levittown.
106, 107.
Wanto just closed.
Yeah, both on the border.
That's
It's closed.
crazy.
Both locations. They might not be closed yet, but they announced they're both closed. Yeah, so they're closing. And one thing fucking pisses me off, and I'm gonna put it out there. And if Newsday doesn't ever want to cover my shop again, I don't really give a fuck. The fact that fucking Newsday does stories every day about restaurants closing, you can go fuck yourself, Newsday. You didn't do any stories about on the border being open. You didn't go there and get a taco. You didn't get chips. You didn't get salsa. You didn't do anything for on the border. But the first day on the border announces they're going to close. Fucking Newsday posts on their Instagram, 2 on the border closing. I mean, what are you trying to do, Newsday? You're a Long Island newspaper that's going out of business because your readership's going down. Why wouldn't you try and help these businesses instead of... Think about the Italian restaurant, 30 years it's open. I'm not even going to say the name of it, but recently Newsday posted they were closing because they couldn't stay in business. 30 years. Think about the day the guy who owned that restaurant had to come in and tell his people, we're closing this restaurant. This restaurant's closing. I'm sorry. You can't work here anymore. And then the next day, he's got to open his fucking phone and see Newsday had it as a story. Leave it alone, man. Find a different story. Don't do stories on people that are failing in business. Do stories about people that are trying to succeed in business. Go do an interest story about the owner, about how he's been there 30 years before it closes. Maybe it helps the guy out. It's just, it twists me up. And you know what? They were super kind to me when I opened. They did a double. It's right there. That's Newsday. What does it say?
The dawn of a cupcake era.
The dawn of a cupcake era. They came and did, that's Newsday, and I'm grateful. They came and did a super story, double page, and that's what they should do for everybody. You should go in, don't post pictures of somebody's restaurant with the lights out, with clothes. It's being in the industry. How come we don't do, this accountant went out of business.
Right.
This life insurance office went out. It's a sexy story. The restaurant, we're not telling people the 5 reporters at Newsday who got fired because there were cutbacks. You didn't do a story telling me.
The county of Nassau actually just ditched them as their go-to newspaper.
Listen, it's a dinosaur. A newspaper now is a dinosaur, and I feel bad in the industry. Hopefully they'll pivot and they'll figure something out. But every time I see those posts on Instagram, 3 locations, on the border, 2 locations, I go, what the fuck, man? We don't need to know. I don't need to know. You know when I'll find out on the border closed? When I pull up and the lights are out.
Yep.
It'll be closed.
Yeah.
Or when I put it in my GPS and it says permanently closed. I go, I guess we're not going there anymore.
Yeah.
Don't take pleasure in people in the food industry failing. There's too many of us out here trying real hard. And
Don't root for anyone to fail. You
No.
should be rooting for yourself to succeed, not for anyone
But
else to
for
fail.
some reason, it's become sexy in the restaurant, bakery, bagel store, deli to do a story about closings. Like, listen, we get it harder. We get criticism harder than any other industry. You sell some lady some cold chicken parm, and she goes on Facebook and Yelp, and you're dead.
Yep.
You can't argue. Like, I get it. People spending their hard-earned money. They're working hard. They buy a cake from me. They order a certain thing. They want that thing, and I get it. But come here. Let me fix it for you. Refund, whatever it is. If we're in the wrong, we'll fix it. If that chicken parm was not good, or your pizza was not good, or whatever, your rice, or the restaurant owner, unless he's just not doing the right thing for his customers, he'll try and fix it because the last thing he wants is a negative Yelp, negative face. You know, these Facebook comments are just wild on all these pages. Tri-State Restaurant, like, they've helped me tremendously. I get recommendations, but when people start getting on a roll, killing a business, it's tough to watch, man. It's tough.
I'm big on that. I've always been big on that, especially coming from healthcare. I worked in urgent care, which is like retail medicine. So as a manager,
What do you do now?
I work. I work in transportation.
Gotcha.
So as a manager on the healthcare side, especially in urgent care, it's heavy on the customer service. So when we would get a bad review, they'd send me the email right away, my boss. You know, and like I'm reading some of these reviews, and it's just like, what do you want me to do? But with that said, I'm always big on, especially with restaurants, I will write a good review if I enjoy my time, but I am not going to sit there and write a bad review. That's somebody's livelihood. I don't like that.
Your bad review is don't ever go back.
Yeah,
That's it.
And if enough people do that, they're not going to be. They're going to go out of business. You don't have to put them out of business.
Exactly.
You're not.
Like, what are you getting out of that? Like, what
Well,
are you
some
getting
people,
from-
some people really get off on leaving comments and being bullies on the internet. And we made a cake for somebody, and inside the cake, it's 3 layers of cake, 2 layers of filling. Right? She wanted 2 different fillings. She wanted chocolate mousse and cannoli. Delicious. We fucked up. We put only chocolate mousse. It's human error. It's gonna happen. She called here. We're closed on Monday. She called here Tuesday and said her guests at the party were devastated. They were devastated that my cannoli. Now I'm honored that your guests were devastated that my cannoli was not in the cake. But first question to her
I think
was,
Franco might have been there.
I went like this. I went, how did your guests even know there was supposed to be cannoli? She said, I told everybody about the cannoli, and they were devastated. This is 5 years ago. If somebody on Facebook asks, where do I get a cake? And people recommend me, she will comment instantly, be careful with the cake down. You don't always get what you order. I mean, this is 5 years later.
Turn the page, lady.
This is 5 years later. I mean, I offered to make it right, give her, I said, listen, I'll give you some money back. We made the mistake. You ordered cannoli, you didn't get cannoli. Let me fix it. But 5 years later, she is still commenting on Facebook, and I have to go away.
Yeah.
Because I want to comment, but I can't engage, because then once they know you engage,
They won.
that's it. They're looking for, they're lonely and they're looking for contact.
Just
and
engage and encourage the positive comments.
that's it. But all my people come, the cavalry comes running in, man, and they all start.
That's
they're
the
like,
best.
lady, let it go, man. Like, you've been doing it. Like, I'll message somebody, I'll be like, yo, comment. So you're like, I read this comment 5 years ago. Are you still talking about the cake from 5 fucking years ago?
Well, you just added 3 to the cavalry.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's a hard game, and I feel bad for people. And now with people in other industries, the price of eggs, the price of food, like, it's a wild game, man, right now. So to go out and pile on somebody going out of business, it's just, what are you getting out of it?
It's like J. Cole said, man. Like, it's not to this. Not.
Did you say, are you quoting J. Cole right now?
I'm not quoting him because I don't know the exact.
Oh,
quote,
I was gonna say,
but he's
paraphrasing.
I like
paraphrasing.
it. I dig it. J.
As
Cole.
J. Cole said in the song, he was like, don't post about a rapper who died if you didn't post about him when he was alive.
That's why that's why J. Cole is a legend.
I love J. Cole. I mean, while we're on the topic of rap, let me bring in one of my favorite rap groups, Earth Gang. They came out with an EP. It's called R.I.P. Human Art.
Okay.
and it's with Spillage Village. Guys are beasts. Now, with AI making its presence bigger and bigger every day,
Yeah.
do you think art in general has been missing the human aspect to it as of late, or quite the opposite?
Where we are right now with AI, we're still fortunate enough we can spot the AI art. Like you can see AI art. It's going to get to the point where you're not going to be able to tell. But if you don't lean into it now and learn it and how to use it in whatever industry you're in, you're in big trouble, man.
Oh, yeah.
So I've embraced it. I'm using it like crazy here. So if you call me and you pick you need a cake, we get some wild cakes here. So if you pick a cake, you're like, I want the map of Croatia with,
He's really riding this Croatian
I love
thing.
it.
He loves it.
No,
I love it.
Listen, I'm from Queens, man.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Croatians, Greeks, and Italians.
Okay.
And we're all
That's
Croatian
mixed.
and Italian is the
We're
same.
just a boat ride.
It's the same shit.
It's
man.
like going to Fire Island.
They
from
speak.
Long
Most of them
Island.
speak Italian anyway. So, if you want a map of Croatia with an Air Jordan on top of it, right? These are your two. You love Croatian, you love Air Jordans, and you
like you
want
know
a
me
Chinese food container and whatever, like just a bunch of random stuff. I provide my customers with a sketch, like a concept sketch, and it would take me time. I go to my AI programs now and I type in, give me custom cake, map of Croatia, Air Jordan, Chinese food container, blah, blah, blah. And it just keeps spitting me out ideas. And I go, oh, that's good. So I take that and then I'll refine it and I send it to the customer and they're like, how did you do that in 11 minutes? I want that cake. Like, yeah, they're like, yeah.
But so is the AI doing like logos and stuff for you as well, like the actual design?
Then I'll go in and I'll put in logos.
Well, you see that's a new feature now on GPT, right?
Yeah.
Canva is now part of GPT,
which is brilliant on Canva's part.
You can just, if you have GPT, you can go into the Canva section, throw out a bunch of different ideas for a logo you want for a business, and bang, your logo's made. I mean, what a fucking time we're in, dude.
Nobody loves Canva more than Franco.
I love it.
It's a great product.
It's amazing.
It
It's
really
a great
is.
product. Listen, I posted a video the other day with Snoop Dogg talking about my cupcake. And he was talking about the Dubai cupcake. And he said the Dubai cupcakes makes me feel like when the intro to next episode comes on. And then I hit the next episode came on, but it's not Snoop, it's just I went on the program and I've typed in the dialogue and I'm like, I want Snoop Dogg to say this. And then I had until I get a cease and desist letter from you, Snoop. But if he sends me one, I'll hang it in here for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm going to keep doing that because it gets people's attention. When they hear my voice talking about a cupcake, they're like, but if they hear Snoop, they're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, like, what the-
Embrace it in whatever industry.
You got to give the consumer and the viewer what they want, and that's.
We're
how you're
all going to
succeed.
benefit from it.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people are shook by it. Listen, how many times has a relative or a friend or something get misdiagnosed? They missed this on the X-ray, the scan. They're not going to miss anything, bro. It's not going to miss anything.
From
in
your lips
blood
to God's ears.
It's not. It's
It's
going to find the smallest thing shows up in blood work. This algorithm is going to find it, man. It's going to point it out.
It's huge for medicine.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. The
Surgeries.
Listen, nothing. The medical industry now is crazy. You go to the doctor, he's in the room with you for 90 seconds, and he's gone. And then you're talking to the nurse, which is nothing wrong talking to the nurse, but the doctor is not in the room long enough for me to tell him, yo, I got this thing, and
Don't even get me started on the doctor,
No.
man. I haven't been to the doctor.
but it will help them
in
because
years.
they're going to be able to diagnose you with the AI, and it's going to be 100%.
Surgeries will be on point.
Going to be 100%.
Everything.
You guys don't want me going down a healthcare.
No, I actually
You
don't.
don't
I
want
actually
that.
don't.
Whatever industry. So I'm just using it. But there are things that it's not going to be able to do.
Absolutely.
Private sanitation, you got to come get my garbage, man. You're going to have to pick
Well,
my
the robots eventually will come.
landscape.
Get your garbage.
But
And they'll cut your lawn too.
my cousin is still going to own his landscaping business. He might have robots.
With robots, yeah.
Yeah, but landscaping, robots, you're still going to have your business. It's still going to be somebody has to come put a roof on the house. I mean, they may be able to figure out how to put a roof on your house, but there's going to be jobs that are going to be still. But writing copy for commercials,
Dude, writing contracts. I have contracts written up in around 8 minutes.
yeah.
And it's this thick.
Yeah, you know what? You would have paid your lawyer a nice,
Oh my God.
a nice fee.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but if the lawyers are smart, they will figure out.
Yeah, a lot
Absolutely.
of
They'll
the
figure out
lawyers,
the side door, man.
the
They're going to figure it out.
lawyers, the consults, they're all using it.
They're gonna
and they're not telling you that they're using it,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
you're paying them for their time.
Absolutely.
I dig it. I think.
No, me too.
Listen, it's the future.
Listen.
We got to get on board.
Yep.
Think
Get with it or get
about
lost.
the meetings going on at the conference table in the corporate office for Blockbuster when they were like, "We are not going to have a streaming service. We're going to be Blockbuster, and we're going to have videotapes." And you could go down with the shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
You could be Tower Records and Blockbuster, and once Napster hit, if you had to go. This is dead. Nobody's going to a record store. Nobody's going to rent them. I got to drive and rent the movie. And then I got to hope your fucking ass wasn't in there renting it before I got there. Like,
Yeah, dude.
And then I got to come back in 3 days. And then you're late. You didn't rewind it. Like,
I put a blank disc in from CBS.
Exactly.
it was cool, though, to go to Blockbuster.
Oh, honestly,
you guys remember? Like,
Dude,
Blockbuster,
Hollywood
Hollywood Video.
Video?
That'd be
Yeah.
us on a Friday night. My mom would take us there, popcorn, sours.
it was cool. Do you remember Tower Records in
I remember Tower Records.
Carl Place or Westbury? It was huge.
So I don't know if I've ever been there, but I remember Tower Records. We deal with a lot of people in the
What
music
year are you
industry. I'm 92.
All right. I don't even know what Tower Records, I think, closed in the early 2000s. I think it closed. But it was, I would go to Tower Records and spend hours in there, man, just walk around, looking at records. They had listening stations. You could listen to the music, but the companies that leaned in, this kid at Napster, he's like, it's going to give the music away.
Literally.
Give it away. But now Apple, everybody gets involved. Now you can't give it. Now it's all pay. But you better lean in. It's coming.
Oh yeah.
It's coming. Watching movies on the inside of your glasses. I mean, it's coming.
You don't want to get left behind, especially in this world.
No.
You know,
But
'cause
there's
it's a very
something
fast-paced
there
world.
is something romantic and cool about like a Renaissance man, like a guy who still does shit by hand, makes things. That's cool.
Well, look around here, man.
Listen, I watch stuff on.
You're a sexy Renaissance man.
Thank you. I'll take it. I watch stuff on YouTube. These guys find old tools in like a junkyard, and they restore the tool.
And it looks so
I watch
great.
it for an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no talking. It's just a guy like sanding this knife down, and I'm like, this guy's my hero.
I love this guy. My buddy sends me videos once a week of people like dusting coins with the lasers.
Yeah.
I can watch that all day.
That's right up your alley,
Dude,
bro.
It's very therapeutic.
It's
It's
super
therapeutic. It's so much better than watching what you go on Instagram. People getting hit by. I mean, how people getting hit by
I hate
cars.
The
and
injury videos. The injury videos get me bad.
it's crazy.
That's all his brother brings up when we watch
It's
YouTube videos.
crazy that you're allowed to post that.
It's nuts. I would be in group chats, and the guys somehow would get cartel videos of like them
getting their head cut off,
murdering
shot.
people.
Yeah, it's
I'm
wild.
like, why? It's Monday morning. I don't want to see it on a Friday night. Why are you sending that to me? I get from the healthcare field, broken bones. I can never handle all that kind of stuff. I can't handle that.
Social media with that stuff is wild because my first Instagram page, I had 10,000 followers. This is 5 years ago. I had 10,000 followers, and I woke up and I opened my email and I had 23 Instagram violations, 23 in a row, and I'm like, and I had never seen that before. I'm like, what the hell? I opened my Instagram and it was gone. It was gone. My Instagram's gone. 10,000 followers. Chanel, the company, the designer company, Chanel, filed trademark infringement. They contacted Instagram because I'm doing Chanel cakes.
The bags that you're making, the cakes.
Yeah, so
crazy.
There was 23 posts on they went through my whole page and they flagged 23 of these posts, and Instagram didn't even give me the chance. Like I said, I'll take them down. This is my page, 10,000 followers. And I had to start from zero.
Wow.
I had to start from zero. But it was shame on me. I was hashtagging all the designers in my post. So I was hashtagging Chanel, and their bot was going Chanel, and they would review everything. Yeah.
So you're kind of asking for it.
Yes, but in my head, I'm thinking they're gonna love it.
They're gonna love it.
Chanel's gonna contact me, and they're gonna get a big cake, and But I had to start from zero.
Dude, we had the same thing happen to us, man. You see this logo right here?
Yeah.
This is I can't believe it's pot butter. We make desserts. We make THC infused desserts. I'm actually a tier 1 processor now. It's called Twice Baked.
Very nice.
Couldn't use this logo, but our first Instagram page, it was incredibly long. It was I can't believe it's pot butter NY, because I can't believe it's pot butter was taken, and I was commenting the most ridiculous shit on like all the foodies posts. Like people are pouring like syrup over their pancakes. I'm like, oh shit, you need me on there, like stuff like that. 2 days later, bang, like
They shut it.
Oh, quick, and we got hit up by we had the copyright in, the trademark in for it, and I can't believe it's not butter. Was not happy about that.
Did they let you?
No.
You never got it back?
It's so funny. I actually just got a notification yesterday about it that it expired finally. I'm like, thank God. Like I don't have anything to do with this anymore.
But put a guy getting his head cut off by the cartel, and that's all right.
Yeah, that's
I can't
fine.
do a Chanel. I can't do a Chanel cake, but this guy's getting thrown off a building by Pablo Escobar, and I can't make a Chanel cake. But yeah, it's a wild game. But I get it. If you were posting hoodies with my logo, I'd be like, yo.
Yeah, like, dude.
What are you doing, bro? I'm not getting any money from that. You're using my logo. So I get it. And they're not in control of the content. It's their logo. I totally understand it. The game has changed a lot now in the last 5 years. Companies want you. They want you doing stuff with their branding, and they team up with a lot of people. These companies reach out. They want to team up and do a project together. So it's changed a lot, but I still don't. I won't hashtag.
Yeah.
I won't hashtag Chanel.
We see you doing stuff with.
Yeah, collaborations all over the place.
Yeah, with everybody.
Yeah, because it's cool, man. It's listen, I get to do some really cool cakes with some really cool people, and the content for that stuff just makes itself. But if I see somebody doing cool stuff out in an industry where there's a line I can see from me to them, I'll reach out and be like, yo, what could we do together? Like, let's try and work together. Here's where you're gonna have a problem. You guys are gonna have the same problem. There's people that want to be the only big dog in the room, and they can't handle it. Mm-hmm. They want to be, and they don't want you to come up, and they're not gonna team up with you because they want to make it. They don't want you to make it. So they think, nah, I've had this happen a ton of times. But the open-minded, collaborative, artistic people that really could see it's going to help them as much as it's going to help me, yeah, they're open to doing it. There's so many cool people doing collaborations right now together. Clothing brands with artists, car brands with, this guy, he does these doodles, these black and white, he does a whole room, and he just doodles the whole room. It's like kid doodles.
Yeah. Oh, is it like they all like
yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly.
It's almost like a Keith Haring. Keith Haring used to do. It's almost like Keith Haring, but he'll do a whole room, floor, ceiling, every inch. He's doing stuff with everyone, like car companies, fashion companies. Like he has big contracts.
In your world, man, art kind of intertwines with everything. It's kind of like with me in the weed industry. Almost everything intertwines with the weed industry. Music.
Yes, but there's a lot of industries that don't have the balls yet to align.
They will.
They're still keeping you guys at arm's length.
Until it's federal, I think we'll see a big splash of people jumping out of the closet for the cannabis.
Well, it's gonna make them more money. They're gonna get on board. They get on board with that. Whatever's gonna make them more money. Man.
Eventually,
they're gonna get on board. I mean, it's just gonna happen. Look, we had a vaccine that everybody got on board with, man, because it made them more money.
Right.
Get this shot.
100%.
It's
the Fauci ouchie.
And that's not a political. I'm not making a political statement. They pushed that vaccine because it was making money. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason. Yeah. So once the weed is going to be able to make everybody money across the board, it's going to be in Stop and Shop. It'll be in IGA. It'll be everywhere, and you'll be a gazillionaire by that time, man. Listen, my daughter went to school in Boston. She went to Boston Conservatory. I would walk around Newbury. You ever been in Boston?
Yeah.
I walk down Newbury. Every third store is weed, man.
Yeah.
And not a weed spot. I mean, it looks like the Apple store.
It's beautiful.
It's like heads. They're like, how can I help you?
This one has 40% THC. What would you like?
Like real deal, man. Yep. Like real deal, high-end, boutique style. And I mean, that's in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It's coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lean in.
We are.
Lean into the weed.
Heavy,
lean into the weed. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. But I don't even know how we got on that topic. What I do know is I'm going to have a fucking message from Newsday. Somebody from fucking Newsday is going to be messaging me when this shit comes out.
So before Franco hits you with the final question,
yes,
let everyone know where they can find you on social media.
The Cake Don everywhere. Just type in The Cake Don. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Driving Up Jericho we're a mile. If you guys know where Oheka Castle is in Huntington, I'm a mile from Oheka. I'm a mile from Route 110. I'm right in the middle of Oheka and 110. Stop in, say what's up, have one cupcake, have no cupcake, come sit down, we'll chop it up. And yeah, if you ever need a cake, you need artwork, you need graffiti, whatever you need, man. I appreciate you boys coming in.
This is your guy.
That red
This is your
velvet
guy.
was awesome.
Yeah, no, the red velvet was. I mean, this one.
This
the mocha
espresso,
bean.
that's a grown up. That's a grown up.
Yeah,
cupcake.
you're eating the fucking.
For once, you're having the adult meal.
So believe it or not, I actually have 2 final questions
Okay.
for you. If you could design a cake to represent Long Island, what would it look like, and what flavors would you incorporate?
I'm not from. I live here now.
You're from Queens. You're from Long Island.
I'm a city kid. No, I'm.
Queens is not Long Island,
Queens
bro.
is Long
Come
Island.
on.
You know who
Queens
said?
and Brooklyn.
You know,
Geographically Long Island, but it is not Long
you
Island
know who
culture.
says? You know who says Queens is Long Island?
Oh.
Long Island.
Jerkos who grew up on Long Island.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking- Queens is not Long Island.
I'm originally from Ozone Park.
You don't got to. Oh my God, Mario was there until he was 2 years old.
That's it.
You don't got to. You don't have to get over a bridge. You're in Long Island. Okay.
Listen,
No, geographically.
I love Long Island. So you're asking me what a Long Island cake would look like?
If you were, if you could design a cake to represent Long Island,
Yeah, it would be a Jones Beach cake because Jones Beach was my earliest Long Island memory. My mom would drive us out to Jones Beach. My mom, every summer we'd go to Jones Beach. It's my early Field 4, left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
My whole life we went to Jones Beach, and I still love Jones Beach. The fact that people on Long Island travel to go to shit-ass beaches when we got these beaches here, man. The beaches here are spectacular.
it makes no sense.
We travel, and I go to the beach, and I go, this beach sucks. We have better beaches on Long Island. Go to the beach on Long Island. It would be a beach-themed cake, and I probably would incorporate all my favorite food spots on there on the cake, but it would definitely be a beach cake, because for me, that's my earliest memory. It's a core memory with my mom, me and my friends. My mother would throw us in the car, drive out to Jones Beach, get a sandwich. You know, you buy a sandwich at the deli, drive out to Jones Beach. So definitely Jones Beach.
I'm sorry to ruin the wholesome moment, but Robert Moses blows Jones Beach out of the water.
No, it's all of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
It's all the same.
Robert Moses. You know what's not? I live in Northport. The beaches, they're not really beaches by
It's
me.
rocks.
It's just a
Rocks and
rock
sand. Yeah.
with water near.
The North Shore can't compete with the South Shore.
No. Well, the North Shore,
You guys get the sunsets, though.
yes, and we get the North Shore. The South Shore has the beaches.
You don't have to live with Levitt trash like Franco.
we get the beaches though on the South Shore. I mean, you can't. It's spectacular.
I mean,
It's
we
spectacular.
were in Australia. I lived there for a year. He came with me for a couple of weeks, and we went to Bondi Beach,
What year?
Coogee Beach. I was there in 2015.
All right.
And I mean, dude, you know, I lived.
Why'd you come back?
I almost didn't. I didn't want to be 28 and not have a job, so I decided to come back a little early.
How are you eating?
I was playing baseball over there. So
Oh,
I was.
you playing baseball in Australia?
Yeah, I
Wow.
played over there for a year. Had a
No pay.
Oh, they were. I mean, they bought me a car. They would pay.
They gave you a house, they gave you
yeah,
food.
exactly. So and then I also got a job. I was convincing little Australian kids to stop playing cricket and play baseball instead. Going to like little kids'
Got it.
schools. It was an absolute show. But they listened to you, man.
Good
when
for you, man.
when you start speaking,
How old were you when you went there?
I was 25. I want to say 25 or 26 when I was there.
Good for you. That's a ballsy move, man.
was fun, man.
Yeah,
It was good.
you knew nobody there.
I played on a team with it was 28 guys.
No, when you went,
Oh,
did you
yeah,
have friends
no,
from here?
no, not at all.
You knew nobody.
Yeah.
That's a
And
ballsy move. I would have never done that at 25.
It was so well worth it.
were 24.
I was 24.
He was
yeah,
24.
24, even
I,
better.
I didn't even know where Australia was. My mom dropped me off at the airport. I'm like, where the fuck am I
Good
going?
for you,
right now?
man.
I flew there by myself to see his.
That's not as brave as moving there, but
And then the last question, let me hit it.
go. Is it the same every podcast? The last question's always the same?
Wait, you haven't watched all the episodes?
No, is it the same
kidding,
question
it
with
is.
everybody?
Yes.
I'm going to tweak it a little bit for you because
Go ahead.
you're on the bacon side of things. But if you can bake a
Do you,
cake,
I mean, listen, how many times I got to watch you get your fucking back waxed?
and it's all back now
Yeah.
too.
It's back better than ever, too.
Yeah, no, it's bad. But if you could bake a cake for anyone, dead or alive, you get to sit down and enjoy that cake with them. Who would it be?
Yeah, it happened. It happened already.
The first time.
There were two cakes I wanted to make. I'm gonna do it quick because this is a long. The story
no,
about it
it's-
is long. I'm friends. Me and the owner of the Mets now are friends. Me and Alex Cohen are friends. She contacted me to make a cake for the Mets for Steve 4 years ago for opening day, and now I'm a Met freak.
Yeah.
I came in It's April 1st. I've told this story 1,000 times. It's April 1st. So it's April Fool's Day. I walk in the door. The girl that works for me goes, the owner of the Mets called. They want a cake for opening day. I go, yeah, okay. All right, yeah. The owner of the Mets called and they want a cake for opening day. It's one of my friends with the secretary, like on the phone. She's like, no, her name's Alex. She wants a cake for her husband, Steve Cohen. Here's her cell phone number. And I'm like, the owner of the Mets is not giving me the cell phone number. This is total bullshit. She's like, it sounds legit. You should definitely call. She said she follows you on Instagram. So I go to Alex Cohen's page. And she says she follows the cake down.
Jesus
So
Christ.
I'm like, all right. I call her up. And she answers the phone. She's like, hey, Don, it's Alex. I'm like, Alex, please don't be offended. Is this really fucking you? Because it's April Fool's Day and it could be my friend. She's like, she's laughing. She's like, no, it's really me.
She probably loved that.
Yeah, she's laughing. She's like, I want a cake for opening day for Steve. Can you come to Citi Field tomorrow? I want to show you where the party, like, and I'm like, yeah, I can come to Citi Field. I go to Citi Field. This is 4 years ago. Me and Alex walk around Citi Field. Met fan. I'm totally geeked out. She shows me where the cake's going to be. I make a Met cake for opening day. I get invited to stay in the suite for opening day. They're all there. I mean, all the kids, you know, Piazza, Strawberry, Gooden, Chaz Palminteri, Wesley Snipes. I mean, it was like, my head's on a swivel, right? I leave and I thank her, and this is gonna answer this question. I said to her on my way out the door, I said, I had 2 bucket list cakes that I wanted to make. One was for the owner of the Mets, and the other was for Muhammad Ali. But obviously, I'll never get to make it for Ali. Thank you so much for letting me make this cake for the Mets. And I left. I had video, pictures. And like a week and a half later, I get a text, and it's from Alex. And she's like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like,
Nothing.
I'm fucking working. What are you doing? She's like, why don't you come to batting? I'm heading to batting practice. Why don't you come hang? And I was like, do you need a cake or anything? She's like, no, I'm inviting some people. Awesome. Come hang at batting practice. So 4 years later, me and Alex have become friends now. This is a personal friend of mine. The fact that, this is why I tell everybody, there's no fucking accidents. You're not responsible for fucking anything that happens in your life. The fact that the Mets needed a cake, and the universe put her in touch with me, the biggest Met freak who makes cakes, to make the cake for, this is not an act. Like, this is all happening for a reason, man.
Yep.
Everything is happening. The filthy Yankees could have called me for a cake, and I would have been like, I can't make this cake.
No, you wouldn't have.
Listen, Hal Steinbrenner, if you're out there, brother, I'll definitely make a cake. I probably would have posted it, but I would not have been thrilled. But the fact that it was the Mets, that how important it was to me my whole life, it just shows you, man. I'm going to say it again. I've said it before. If you put good out to the universe and you take care of people and you're kind to people, the universe will find you. If you are a piece of shit and you don't take care of people, the universe is going to find you. And the payback on that karma is a motherfucker, man. Be kind to each other. Take care of each other. Check on your friends. Also on social media, if you have a friend that you see hasn't posted in a few days, that posts a lot, 10 days gone by, and you're like, he hasn't posted in 10, and they used to post a lot, pick up the phone, man. Call that friend, because we've all been in the fetal position, man, laying in bed, not wanting to get up, not wanting to post, and about to break. And all it could take is a phone call from one friend checking 100%. On you and be like, yo, let's go get
Moe's.
Fucking anything. Let's get high. Whatever you do with your friend. Let's get Moe's, go anywhere. Get Taco Bell. We'll just go anywhere. Yep. It could be that thing, man. Bourdain is a huge impact on me. Bourdain was my hero in this industry before he even passed. And you think about if Bourdain would have got a phone call that day from a friend that said, yo, let's go get a drink. Let's go get a sandwich. Let's go get dinner. Yeah, reach out to the people that are quiet, man. I'll leave it on that. If you got people in your life, they've gone a little bit quiet, and they're not usually quiet, check on them, man. Because we've all been the quiet one where we wish somebody would have given us a call at that minute and been like, "Yo, let's go." But yeah, give that friend a call, man.
100%,
Yeah.
man. Another Earth Grain quote. Check in on your strong friends.
That's
You know,
it.
That's check in
Yeah.
on your strong friends.
The ones you think that don't need it. But
Yep.
it was a pleasure, boys.
Yeah, this is awesome,
I
man.
appreciate
Thanks
you
again.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
having
you
us.
boys coming by. It was a pleasure.
Any cupcakes, any cakes you need, you know the spot right here in Huntington.
Say it. Let's go Mets.
I was about to say the cake down.
He'll be 6 months in. He'll have a Soto jersey on. Let's go
can't.
Mets.
Oh, I can't do it.
Listen, we're the Oven Podcast. Do me a favor on YouTube, like, comment, share, spank that subscribe button. Audio listeners, follow us, leave a 5-star review, and don't forget, there's always an open seat for you at the Oven.
Yes, sir. We out.
Let's go, Mets.
We teamed up with Underdog Fantasy. We have a promo code OVEN. We're going to give you 50% cash back on your deposit, maximum $500. That's a free $250 in the bag for you if you do it the right way. It's free money. Money in the bag. And Dubby Energy. Same code OVEN, get you 10% off your first order. I think every order, actually, correct? Every order moving forward. 10% off Dubby Energy drinks. They're the clean energy. We love them. You're going to love them.
Keep it cooking in the oven. The oven.